Alright, so this is my concept for the emotional intelligence game that I'd be designing, that I've designed. So it starts out so the game starts, and it opens up to what looks like a nice, clean, pristine looking scientific lab with different doors. And it's almost like Aperture Science sort of deal. So like in Portal. A voice comes over the loudspeaker, and it tells the player that they're trapped until they can complete the challenges in each room. And now in this game, there's going to be a lot of vocal options, much like in Fallout, in the Fallout series. So the voice asks the player how that makes you feel, how being trapped in this situation makes them feel. And the player gets the option of being angry, surprised, or happy. And no matter what the voice asks, no matter what the player says, the voice asks, "Why do you think this?" And then the player gives an answer and the door opens to a set of stairs leading to another chamber. And that represents emotional self-awareness, where the player tries to be aware of the emotions he's feeling and learn from it. The next room is filled with a raging fire that the player is told to control and maintain without losing control of it again. This is a metaphorical. This is very symbolic, whereas anger is almost like a raging fire that needs to be controlled without being completely destroyed. And so the player does so by using a hose to bring the level of the flame down without completely extinguishing it. When complete, another door is opened. And that is an example of emotional control. Now, this next room consists of a large balance scale that needs to be balanced with weights. More weights keep falling into each. Now these are almost like trash cans attached to a pivot point sort of thing. So they're like bins essentially. And the more weight keeps falling into either side, the player needs to adapt to the change in the weight. If it is kept balanced for 10 seconds, then the next door opens. Now, this is an example of adaptability. The door opens, and the player sees two paths that lead to two separate rewards. A and B. A is a straight path with no danger and leads to some very basic supplies: flashlight, a glass of water, and an apple. B is a path that has a few pitfalls and some swinging saw blades, which means risk-reward type thing. This path B has much more useful tools, such as a canteen filled with water and some military rations and some other useful tools. And this is based on achievement orientation. If you don't really want to push yourself and try and learn how to get through this, then you'll just go through the very easy basic path and get some very basic supplies, even if you can really call them that. It's literally the bare bones of any survival supplies. Just a glass of water and an apple, essentially. Depending on what the path the player takes, they get whatever supplies at the end. The door opens, and if the player gets to either stockpile. So it's essentially so the door opens and it leads to both paths. You can't go the easy path and then go back around and get the difficult supplies, essentially, without actually doing the puzzle. They're closed off with doors.